Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Heather, I'm the Songbird Stamper, and I'm here today to show you how to make this gorgeous little gift. Inside is a Galaxy Smooth Milk Chocolate Bar. The wrapper does slide on and off, which is important if you want to sell these kind of things at craft fairs, because people need to be able to access the ingredients list underneath. So it's a little bit tight, but it does slide off. I haven't attached it firmly. And this is retired paper. But I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and again, I'm making these for craft fairs, so using my retired paper is what I'm all about for craft fairs. I did make one for a friend of mine with the new Friendly Hello papers and stamp set, and that's over on the blog. All the directions for this and more pictures, and pictures for the other one as well, are over at my blog. The link's just there, www.thesongbirdStamper.co.uk, and you'll find a link down in the description down below as well. So let me show you how to make this one. So we've got our piece of chocolate, our chocolate bar, and I've got a piece of design series paper. This one's slightly different, but I'm hoping it will work just as well. From the same set. This is 9 inches by 6 inches, and all I'm going to do is turn it over, line it up to where the original wrapper is as well, and try and make it as square as possible. And then all you're going to do is bring one side up and just use your fingers, kind of mould that into position. Make sure your edges are lining up with the edges there. Pop a line of tape. Now, this is the old fast fuse. I do have the Snail Plus, but I must admit I still find this easier, and I've still got some, so I'm going to keep using it for the time being. There we go, 3 strips down there. Just make sure you don't go over too far, otherwise you'll end up sticking it onto the wrapper here. And so giving it as a gift, that's not so much of a problem, but if you are giving it as a craft fair, you kind of need that information to be accessible. It's a new law that's come into the UK recently. And then stick that down. Now that's as simple as your basic wrapper is, and then we're just going to decorate it. Oh, excuse me, banging into the table. So I've got a piece of gold foil. This is 10.5 by 6 centimetres. And I've got a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock. Again, all the measurements are going to be over on the blog, so don't fret. That's 10 by 5.5. That's going to stick straight on to that piece of gold foil there. These come together so quickly. I mean, yeah, I've done the pre-cutting, but they are really quick to make, which is fab for this kind of thing. And if they don't sell, well, I'll be eating a lot of chocolate. Okay, so stick that straight onto there. I've then got a piece of the same pattern paper, and that's 1.3 centimetres by 10 centimetres. But what I want to do first, or well remembered, I wanted to kind of create a speckled background onto this, like I've flicked. I found that quite hard to do. I've got a Posca pen here, so I ended up just kind of dotting. Takes a little bit of time, but I think the effect, you can see that one, it's kind of worth it. So I'm just going to one of the most difficult things is trying not to be too organised. You want to be really quite random, and that's quite hard for our brains to do, because you want it to look like it's splattered. So some bigger ones, some smaller ones. I do wish Stampin' Up had a gold marker, that would be quite cool. But I'm sure they won't mind me just using this one really quickly. Again, kind of putting some off the page as well. It's probably enough. Who knows, once we've got everything else on. And I'm just going to stick this piece of pattern paper with a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. That's going to go on about there. Oops. Just use your grid paper to make sure you've got that lined up straight. Now I've die cut a piece of gold foil already. This is from the Forever Flourishing dies. A beautiful set of dies that coordinate with the Forever Fern stamp set. I was working nights last night and I really should be in bed right now, but I can't. It's such a beautiful day. I can't quite drag myself, so excuse me for getting things. So yeah, gorgeous set of dies, and it's this one that I've used to cut out this shape from a piece of gold foil, and I'm just going to stick that straight down again, just with a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Bit of an angle, overlapping the sides a little bit. While I wait for that to dry, then what I've got is a stamp. This is from the Dahlia Days. I love this stamp set, and I actually really like the text in it as well. To an amazing woman, sending you lots of love. Yep. So thank you for your kindness. You're beyond incredible. I'm going to go with sending you lots of love, and I might not actually fix this on because what I plan on doing at the craft fairs is making a few up, and then people can choose their sentiment if they want a sentiment, or they can have it plain. I think for the craft fairs, if you put all of your sentiments on, you can find that people won't buy it because that doesn't fit what they're buying it for. So this is just a bit of Versamark because I want to heat emboss this in gold. Might need to chop that bit off. Okay, so I'm just going to blast that with my heat gun for 2 seconds. I always do that on camera, but I'm always wary of the noise. So beautiful heat embossed sentiment, and I'm just going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. It's battered and beaten plates, and this is from the Tasteful Labels dies, just a little circle die. Cut out that cute shape there, and just to make that pop, excuse me, that was a sneeze. All I've got is my little paint marker again, and I'm just going to run it round the edges of this. Cardstock here, and that's just going to make that stand out a little bit more. Dries really quickly, but do make sure you're not smudging it around. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is, you could use wet glue for this, but I am going to use Fast Fuse, again Snail Plus, or you could use tape. I'm just going to stick that down in the centre. Ha, she says. You'll all be looking at that going, that's not in the centre. Close enough. And then this would go on a couple of our dimensionals. going to go on there like that. And then I've got some gold twine. Make a little bow. You can stick these down with glue dots, but it gets really cold in my room here and the glue dots lose their stickiness in the cold. Who knew, huh? They need a bit of heat. So I am going to use a little bit of red tape instead. It seems to fare better in the cold for some reason. So I'm just trimming off. Shouldn't use my snips for this. Naughty, naughty. Just popping it over the stem of the greenery there. Peel that off. Get rid of it because they stick to it. You don't want that on your project. That one's going to go there. Sentiment just like that. And then a couple of my favourite gilded gems. Absolutely love these gems. And that, my dear friends, is that. Sending you lots of love. Now, hopefully these will sell well. I think I'm going to price them up for about £2.50. Chocolate bars are £1 each, but I hope you'll agree, I've made them look a little bit prettier than they normally do. Just perfect to give as a gift. And that's the one we made earlier. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've liked what you've seen, please do hit subscribe. I'm continually making new videos, especially 3D projects at the moment because I've got a craft fair coming up, so you'll see way more of those coming up recently. And if you haven't already, head over to my blog, www.thesongbirdStamper, and you can see all the measurements and more pictures over there for you. Take care, look after yourselves, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye for now.